Hey Aries, how are you guys doing? Welcome to Karma Light Readings. I'm Alexandra, also known as Karma. If you're new here, make sure that you subscribe and join the Karma Light crew. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. So we're gonna do something a little different, okay? Just with the full moon coming up tomorrow, and for those of you that are a member of my website and are a part of that blog, you know that we're going through a healing process right now, right? Like as a collective. So I wanted to just check in with you guys. And so funny because I just shuffled this deck and then this is what's on the bottom. So isolation, which we are in, social distancing and so forth. So I just wanted to come up with a special reading here for you guys to kind of look at what you need to be focused on right now. What do you need to be healing and releasing? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Father God, Holy Spirit, thank you for allowing me to be a clear channel of receiving messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the month of April. I ask that these messages provide guidance, clarity, and understanding, as well as healing and a higher perspective of what they need to be working on. In your name, I pray. Okay, let's take a look here. What does Aries need to be working on and or healing? What messages of guidance do you have for what Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus needs to be working on or healing? Here we go. So 5 cards came out. 4 of them are face down. The only one up is you're already doing it. Okay? So if you feel like, what I'm getting with this card is there's a situation that you're wanting to either heal from, release from. You feel like there's something more that you need to be doing, or you need to be putting in more effort pertaining to releasing something and or moving forward from something. And Spirit is saying, stop overthinking. Stop trying to control the situation. You're already facing in the direction that you're supposed to be in. You're already headed on the right path. I see, Aries, that you guys have already went through some sort of ascension in your life, and I feel like it was very recent. You've already elevated from a perspective that you have been in, that old self has shed, right? So you've already risen, your vibration is rising, and you can tell by this picture because down here it's darker, right? And she's up here. So I feel like you've already ascended, so to speak, and now you're just kind of moving forward. Things are at a standstill right now for a lot of us because obviously of the social distancing and the quarantine, but also because this is a time of reflection. We're not moving anywhere right now because it's a time of releasing and healing, and then we move. Then comes the catapult. So let's look at these ones that flew out as well. Wow. I was actually had a feeling that this card was going to be here. Trust your path. That is the card that came into mind when I was looking at this one, and trust your path is here as well. Okay. So if you're questioning where you're at in your life, or if you're questioning why certain things are happening, or am I doing this right? Know that Spirit is validating for you. Yes, you are. Okay. And if you knew, so there's a direction, I think that you have recently been at this fork in the road and you have made a decision on the direction that you are wanting to go in. Okay. You've already made that firm decision. But if you knew that you would be supported, would you have any fear? Would you have any doubts? Because I feel like you know which direction you want to go, which one is calling to you. And although I'm seeing you push forward in that direction, there's still hesitation. I'm having chest pain right now. So somebody who's watching, something in it's in my lungs because it's on both sides. Okay, so I don't know, and it's not really in the middle, but it's more of a feeling right here. So I don't know if somebody watching, if you're working on releasing some sort of pain from your heart chakra, if you're feeling blocked, if you're unable to emotionally connect with something right now, it's fading away. Okay, but and then also on a more 3D level, this could be somebody. You're carrying heavy emotions right now, Aries. There's something really heavy right here that needs to be released, okay? I'm going to take that to be a fear, or somebody right now is dealing with an issue with family too, maybe not supporting your idea or your path, worried about what your family would think. But Spirit is saying, if you knew that this would all work out, if you knew that without a shadow of a doubt, this would be positive and you would be supported, which path would you choose? If you knew you're at a fork in the road, Aries, if you knew out of both of them that it would be successful and you would get exactly what you want if you took both paths, which one would you choose? There's one that sings to your heart more, and Spirit is saying, keep facing that direction, okay? Then you have Mirror and the Age of Light. So what are you focusing on right now? What is something that you need to be healing from? Triggers. Okay, who and what triggers you? Get to know yourself on that deep level, Aries. What triggers you? What sets you off? When you hear it, when you see it, when you smell it, when you touch it, when you feel the energy of what is that, where you're about to snap. That's your trigger. Something that causes you to have an emotional, impulsive reaction. Get to know your triggers. Sit alone with yourself here and really go in deep. Why do I react that way when this happens? Why is that my instinctual response, reaction? Is that beneficial to me? What does it really make me look like? What do I look like on the outside when I react that way, right? And then you have the Age of Light. So you've been training for this for lifetimes. So a lot of you are struggling, I feel, with self-control in some area, right? Being able to contain yourself in a situation that might irk you or be rubbing you the wrong way. And that's something that Spirit is saying you are to be working on right now. Not letting yourself sink down to that lower vibration of those triggers, but instead staying elevated, because we see that you have elevated. We see that you've ascended in your life here. So you're at a different level than these triggers. And so now, because you're up here, Spirit is saying, hold up, take a moment and look down in this, your memory pond, okay? And look from a higher perspective. Remove your personal emotions and try to look at yourself in situations from a different point of view, so that you can understand your triggers, why they're happening, and what do you need to do to elevate and ascend higher, or heal yourself, fill a gap, fill a void because of something that's triggering you. And for validation, Spirit is saying the Age of Light, you've been training for this for lifetimes. This is what your soul is here to do, right? I'm an Aries Venus, and I can speak that this is very true, because with Aries, for me, triggering is big. I am very passionate. I'm very emotional, right? And because I'm passionate and because I'm emotional and ambitious, I'm very feisty, and I want something to go a certain way. And when it doesn't, I used to just fly off the handle. And I really had to pull back and take a look at myself, because I was thinking in my heart, but I'm coming from a loving, passionate place, because it's important to me, or it means something to me. But then to really pull myself out and see what it looks like, I recognize that part of my soul journey is learning to still have that passion and that feistiness and that fiery attitude towards things, because I'm passionate, but learning how to portray it properly, because not only for other people, because I'm really not big on, worrying about what other people think of me, but it's more about the energy that I'm sending out, because that's what inadvertently comes back to you. Because if somebody has a thought about you, that's energy being sent your direction that you may not know about, but it's hitting you and it's affecting you, right? Does that make sense? Like that rubber band effect. So if I'm acting somewhere and I'm not having self-control, and I look like I'm just losing it, or I'm angry, or I'm getting overreactive, now somebody has a viewpoint of energy that's coming my way that could affect me energetically, right? Because I'm not realizing it's there. So I'm just saying, Spirit is validating to you that you have the strength to control these triggers. You have the ability to learn and understand yourself on a higher level. No matter what fear is in your way right now, your mission and why you are here is to ascend and elevate yourself to a higher level. Okay. And then the last card that we have is Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, and divine plan. So again, you're laying down the foundations for which your new higher self is going to stand on. You are elevating, you are ascending. You're on this spiritual journey, okay? You are shedding old ways of being because you are laying down the foundation for this new abundant life that you are trying to connect to, because you're trying to find your light. You're trying to shed all the darkness from you and try to free yourself from that matrix that's been holding you back, right? So let's see what's on the bottom of the deck here. The Great Gathering and Lumeria. Okay, so closing messages are, it's all coming together. Intuitive hits, Soul Tribe, and creating heaven on earth. It's happening. So again, this is validation that you're in the right direction. There's something that you really want, Aries. There's something that you've been dreaming and been passionate about. You have a goal. You have a dream. You have a purpose that you have been envisioning and working towards. And know that Spirit is saying everything that you're going through right now is for this, and it is happening. It's all coming together. I feel that your intuition right now is off the charts, and Spirit is asking you to take this time to really listen. Okay, listen to yourself. You might be having a lot of synchronistic moments where puzzle pieces are coming together, and you're realizing events from months or years ago are now tying into something that's happening right now for you. And it's like, oh, that's why that happened, right? All right, my darlings. So this is what you need to be focusing on, or what you are working on for the month of April. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you'd like a personal reading, you can go to my website, karmalightreadings.com. Love you guys so much. Bye.